We're recording.
Hello, I'm Paul Vnuk from Recording Magazine. Welcome to our latest video review. Today, we're checking out a new take on convolution reverb with the boldly named iamReverb plugin. Author Bill Stunt gave us our first look at iamReverb in the August 2025 issue of Recording Magazine. Based in Vienna, Austria, iamReverb is the name of the company, as well as its first plugin release. iamReverb is a convolution-style reverb that uses newly implemented technology to address the shortcomings found in many typical convolution reverb plugins. The company refers to this process as ERM, which stands for Enhanced Reverb Modeling. Convolution reverb is a style of reverb that, rather than using an algorithmic process like many popular digital reverb units in the 80s and 90s, uses an impulse response, or IR, to take an aural snapshot of a real acoustic space. You can then superimpose the characteristics of that space over your recording with the goal of offering a "you are there" ultra-realistic reverb experience. A speaker or speakers are set up in a physical space. Then, a short burst of sound such as a ping, click, or white noise is played through the speakers into the space, where it is then captured by one or more microphones. That recording or impulse response is used to create spatial cues. It's like an aural photograph of sorts that's based on how the impulse or noise interacts in the space as it reflects off of various surfaces, as well as how it decays and such. Today, in addition to reverb, IR technology is commonly used in the creation of virtual amplifiers, speaker cabinets, tape machines, and more, usually in conjunction with other common modeling practices. Convolution reverb has the benefit of offering an impressive realism as it pertains to spaces such as rooms, halls, cathedrals, and more. It also allows you to put your sound into actual, even famous, cathedrals, studios, echo chambers, as well as more esoteric sources like canyons, forests, and parking garages. The downside to convolution reverb is that the captured and applied image of the space is largely static. It's great if the captured space works for your project. However, it could be problematic if you need to alter the spatial characteristics, like many of us are used to doing with algorithmic or even modeled reverb plugins. Another potential issue with convolution reverb is what can happen with things like early reflections in the space, especially when they're captured close up. Often, these reflections get commingled with the direct sound as well as with the reverb decay, resulting in an overly diffuse, smooth, and even smeared reverb sound. This may be great with larger, distant spaces, but can sound off in smaller, intimate reverbs. Also, close captured impulse responses can be prone to phase issues and comb filtering. These are the things that iamReverb has worked to address with its ERM process. The result is summed up by the company as crystal clear early reflections and a tight and defined bass response. In his review, author Bill Stunt summed up his thoughts on ERM by saying, "Simply put, this is a wonderful sounding, practical room/hall reverb capable of situating instruments in the space in a natural, sonically attractive manner," all of which he equated with the ERM process. Let's check out the layout, controls, and features of iamReverb. The plugin features a modern, minimalist, peach-tinted interface with largely self-explanatory controls. Bill Stunt called the muted color scheme easy on the eyes, pleasant, and unfatiguing. iamReverb offers a choice of two tabbed views, labeled Main and EQ. The main view offers input and output metering on the sides. The lower section of the main display features 7 reverb standard knobs to adjust the input and output levels, pre-delay, decay, size, a newly added width control, and the wet-dry mix. The unique star attraction of iamReverb lives in the center of the display, billed as distance controllers. Here you will find 3 large rotary knobs for setting the blend of the reverb's close, mid, and far reflections. Each of these has a direct bearing on perceived spatial cues that can make your source sound like it's emanating from a different position in the room. Another nice touch is that each of these knobs features a halo-style level meter providing visual feedback of each position's level. This section also includes a far pan toggle switch, which inverts the stereo field of the far position reverb tail. When set to inverse, it spreads the sound of both mono and hard pan sources more effectively across the sound field. Across the top of the plugin are two drop-down menu bars. The first selects from 4 initial space categories: hall, church, room, chamber, or tailored source options such as vocals, guitar, piano, strings and winds, synth, and drums. You can also access iamReverb's collection of raw or what they call pure impulse responses, and there's also a user tab for your own customizations. The bottom menu is where you will find over 100 starting presets spread across each initial category, as well as each of the 32 pure impulse responses. As mentioned, you can also easily save your own custom presets. Clicking over to the EQ tab, here you'll find a 6-band minimum phase equalizer, which offers high and low shelf filters, -12 dB per octave high and low pass filters, and a pair of parametric peaking filters. Please note that these filters are post-reverb, meaning they will affect the sound of the reverb only. A nice touch added in a recent update is an optional, real-time spectrum analyzer. As mentioned, the focus of iamReverb is on natural spaces, in this case, halls, rooms, churches, and chambers. You won't find any post-production or over-the-top sound design-related presets. You also won't find any super short ambience-style reverbs. However, thanks to ERM, you can get surprisingly close. There are multiple ways to use iamReverb in your projects. You can use it as an insert on individual channels, such as adding reverb to a snare or directly to a vocal or synthesizer and such. Or, more commonly, you can set it up as a send and return to send multiple sources into iamReverb to give the illusion of a shared space. In his review, Bill Stunt found that drums and other live instruments sounded quite cohesive in a shared physical space. In addition to iamReverb's success on small up-close spaces, Bill Stunt also found the larger spaces equally attractive, noting that the halls and chambers are lush without any sense of artificiality. A final key element of iamReverb to note is that no modulation is added to its reverb tail, which is often the case with most algorithmic and even hybrid convolution reverbs. Again, in his review, Bill mentioned that this allows you to be quite liberal with the amount and mix of larger and longer reverbs that you wish to add to your tracks. It bathes instruments and vocals in a generous ambience while retaining their distinction and focus. One of my favorite uses of iamReverb is to open 3 instances of the plugin, each set to the same space, but with each one focused on the close, mid, or far setting. I find this handy to further the illusion that multiple sources are sharing the same space, but at different places in the room. Now, let's check out iamReverb in action. First up, let's start with the vocal chamber preset. Here is my voice on the near setting. Fly me to the moon, let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. Here is my voice on the mid setting. Fly me to the moon, let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. Finally, here's my voice on the far setting. Fly me to the moon, let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. Now let's check out iamReverb in the context of a mix. This first one features cajon, shaker, 2 acoustic guitars, banjo, upright bass, violin, and some choral-style vocals. First, here's the track completely dry. Now let's focus on just the choral style vocals. Let's check out some of the preset options. I really like how some of the small spaces give the illusion of subtle ambience. Let's go back to Large Vocal Hall 2. I think I like that one the best. You'll notice that it uses the inverse setting. Here's what that sounds like when you toggle it to normal or follow. Let's find a space for the cajon and shaker, and for this we're going to stick with some of the drum room presets. On this first one, big drums, I want to point out that there is no added pre-delay. This is just the sound of the convolution reverb space. The medium drum room is a bit more subtle. The drum chamber is more lively. Here, the wooden stone room is quite ambience-like. I also really like the medium and small drum rooms. Much as I love big drums on its own, I think the medium drum room will fit better in the track. Next, we're going to put the upright bass, the acoustic guitars, and the banjo in the same space by checking out some of the general room presets. I like the way this small, dry room subtly glues the three together. Again, it sounds like a gentle ambience. Similar to Small Room, I like Small Stone Room for its added high-end reflections, and I think we're going to go with that one. Finally, for the violin, let's check out the Strings and Woods presets. On its own, the String Quartet Medium Hall is so beautiful and convincing, even on a solo violin. Context, I like strings large the best, maybe just a few dB down in the mix. Same with the room on the guitars. For reference, here's the mix again, but bypassed. Some of these settings might be a bit exaggerated, and this might not be the perfect mix, but to my ears, it really shows off how natural iamReverb can sound. Let's do one more example of a super dry mix of a song that David Blasco, Bill Stunt, and I did, showing off the ArtTube MP, which is a video you can also watch here on our YouTube channel. This time we're going to put all of the sources into the same space, but using 3 instances of the same pure impulse response set to close, mid, and far. I put the lead vocal, bass, and 1 acoustic guitar in the close setting.
From the last days of September to the first days of spring, sunshine and moonlight are different when it rains, yeah.
In the mid position, I put the high-strung Nashville acoustic, the Rhodes piano, and the shaker. Finally, in the far position, I put the drums, the electric, the tambourine, the Moog synth, and my vocal double with the inverse setting selected.
I wanna go, I wanna stay, I wanna go, take me home.
After blending each reverb a bit more into the mix, here is everything all together. Please note that beyond the reverb, this song has no added EQ or compression or processing.
Last days of September to the first days of spring, sunshine and moonlight are different when it rains, yeah. Last night I was dreaming of smiling again, sunshine and moonlight are the same when you sing. I wanna go, but I wanna stay. I wanna go, take me home. I wanna go, but I wanna stay. I wanna go, take me home. Yeah, I wanna go, but I wanna stay. I wanna go, take me home.
I hope you enjoyed these examples of how easily you can use iamReverb to add the sound and, in my opinion, the feel of realistic spaces to your mix. Obviously, I've only scratched the surface here, and iamReverb gets even better as you tweak the controls and EQ further to craft your mix. I'm going to give our reviewer Bill Stunt the final say with his summary from the August issue of Recording Magazine. Despite the purposeful simplicity of its looks and function, under the hood, iamReverb is positioned as a next-generation take on the convolution reverb paradigm. The sampled space's character and acoustic performance are almost palpable. This plugin just sounds like you have placed your sources in a great-sounding space. I concur with everything you said, Bill. If you'd like to learn more about iamReverb and ERM, or to purchase the plugin, stop by iamReverb.com. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, be sure to give us the thumbs up below. Better yet, subscribe to Recording's YouTube channel for more video reviews, product comparisons, how-to videos, and more. Then, stop by recordingmag.com for the best in all things recording, where you can subscribe to our print publication, which is now in its 38th year. We'll see you soon.